One Paul here. Today I'm going to go over kind of a combo strategy. Now this is actually probably my favorite strategy that I've come up with. Uh, if you see my last couple videos, you've seen me talk about the 1348 strategy and my most recent one with the 8 EMAs. This is kind of a combo strategy using both of those, but it's very powerful. Before I begin, I'm just going to show you what I did when before I go over the strategy. I went over the month of September, and I went in TradingView, and I looked at the chart for SPY, and I calculated how many times I saw. I did it on the 5-minute and to see how many times there would have been some gains. So I would have averaged out to about, it would have gone to an estimate here about, I think that's about 6,000. If I did every one of those plays, it would have been about $6,000 in gains using the method that I'm going to teach in this video. Now, before I begin to teach the actual strategy, I want to say that this is not financial advice. Do your own research. I'm not responsible for any profit or loss. So just keep that in mind. If you want to do this strategy, I'm not responsible for any profit or loss. You could kind of learn from it if you want, but I'm not responsible for any profit or loss. Let's go ahead and I'll teach you guys a strategy. Today I'm going to go over, really how to use it with the stock market. Let's see. And I may have to cut this video up into parts, but hold on here. So let me just erase or hide all these because I don't. For this strategy, you need to have a pro membership on TradingView. It will not work. It will not work if you don't have the pro membership because you have to have 10 moving averages on your list. And the pro membership, you can have 10 indicators. So you have to have, and the first one that we're going to be using, and I'm going to show you the first step that you guys have to do. There's a 3-step process to doing this strategy. The first thing is you have to load up whatever you can do whatever time frame you want. For me, I think the best results is doing it on the 5-minute, but you can also do it on the hour if you're doing options. But the first thing that you have to do is you have to load 10 moving average EMAs. So you're going to start with the 13, which is this one. Then you're going to start with the 48, which is this one. And then I'll go over the other ones a little bit later in this video because I don't want to confuse you guys, because the first thing that you have to do is you have to load up the 1348, which there's a lot of strategies already out there on the 1348, and you can make a lot with just the 1348 by itself. But like I said, there's a 3-step process. The first process is using the 1348. And what you want to do with the 1348 loaded is you want to find a moment when they cross. So I'm just going to find an example. I'm going to find a quick example. This one looks like a, hold on, let's see. You will find, if you do it on the 5-minute, there are big moments and there are small moments. But let's just find one. So in case, if you were doing this with the, stock market and you were waiting the market open, you basically would just be, you'd be waiting for a cross. You would see it go and then you'd be waiting for a cross. That's pretty much what you're doing. But I'm just backtracking to explain this. Okay, let's see. And it happens a lot, but let's just use this one as an example. So once you find the cross, the point when the 13 and the 48 cross, which is right here, you want to draw a horizontal line. And you just go over here to the plus sign, draw a horizontal line, and then it will draw a horizontal line at the moment of where the 1348 crosses. So as soon as you draw that line, you can hide the 1348 because you don't need it anymore. You just needed that line, and basically that line is telling you right there. Uh, uh, if you're doing a put, you're going to do below it. If you're doing a call, you're going to do above it. So that's basically just marks where you need to keep your eye on with the price, because your entry point is going to be around the point where you made your mark. But anyway, you got to load the other eight. You have to load the other 8 EMAs, which is, I've discussed this in other videos that I found on TikTok. It's the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and 55. So once you have your horizontal line drawn, you just unhide all the other uh, moving averages. So what you will notice, especially with the 20 EMA, make sure that one kind of stands out, but a bright color, make it thick. You want to be able to see it clearly. Because so from the point of where you made your mark on the 1348, you basically just follow, because the 20 moving average is really just going to show you the trend of the path of where it's going. So it's very easy to see. Let me just put this on measure. It's very easy to see from the point of where you draw your horizontal line where the path of it is going. You could see the trend, and you can also see when it's going to start to, kind of where it starts to dip. If you see it like this, you kind of see it trending up. You could pretty much take all this as gains. You could follow the 20 EMA right here, and I guess you could pretty much, if you didn't want to use all these indicators, you could probably get away with doing it with the 13, the 48, and just the 20 EMA. You might not even, actually, yeah, you might, if you want to do it with just those 3 indicators, you can, but I like using all of them. It kind of helps with everything. But if you didn't want the pro membership of TradingView, I would work with the 1348, draw my mark, and then load up the 20 EMA, and then let's just see real quick what that would look like. Let's just see what that would look like. Might be easier for the eyes. But anyway, yeah, if you wanted to do it that way, but I prefer having all of them loaded. But if you didn't want to pay the pro membership, I would use the 1348 and draw my line, and then load up the 20 EMA, and that will show you a clear path of where it's going. But I like using them all. It's more visually, you can see it better. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to be using the rest. But if you guys want to if you just want to use the 3 indicators and not use the pro membership, you can do this for free. Do the 13, the 48, draw your horizontal line where it crosses, and then do the 20, and you could probably get about the same results. But I like using all these. But anyway, so if we measure the point of where it crossed up here, we'll go right here, and if we wrote it out all the way up here, you would have now this is the 5-minute of the S&P 500. You would have a price difference of 1402, which would be 1402 times about 50. That's $700 right there. Where did it go? Okay, there you are. So anyway, I'm going to do this maybe 2 more times. And so first thing we're going to do is we're going to hide all these. Okay, and that one too. So we're going to load up our 1348, and we're going to look for a moment. Now, if you guys are watching the stock market, it's going to be like this. but I'm going back and rewinding. Let's do this one. Let's do that one. I don't know if it's the one I did before, but anyway. We're going to find the moment it crosses, which is right here. Draw a horizontal line. Then we're going to remove our 1348. And then we're going to load up all the other EMAs. Here we go. So we could see clearly right here that this is a good position to be. On the 5 minute, let's just try to get this. Okay, so we're going to measure real quick. From the point of the horizontal line, and we just follow the trend. You can see the 20 EMA right here. Everything is going straight. Everything is going in that direction. So it's very. I think I did this one. I don't know, but this is a 7.64. It's a 7.64 gain. Let's do this again. It's around a 7.64 in 5 hours. 7.57. 7.57 in 5 hours. That's $378 on SPY. That's amazing. I'm going to do this one more time, and then I'll talk about this in a future video, but just want to talk about it real brief. Tomorrow I'm going to go over this, but using it for crypto. But I wanted to kind of, let's see, first we got to hide all these. Now you got to use these 10 indicators. So we're going to start off with the 1348. Start off with the 1348. Let's do this small one here. It probably won't be a big game, but let's just end it with this one. Okay, so we see it cross right here. We're going to draw our horizontal line. Okay, so now we don't need the 1348. So we're going to unhide all the other ones. The 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and 55. So from here, let's zoom in. So from here, we can see from the horizontal, from the port where the 1348 crosses and where we drew the horizontal line, if we just measure it from here to here, we could see clearly. And you could also point out that you could probably get out, even if you got out here, you'd still be in gains, but you could still get out here. So you would make close to, that's close to 4, so that's like $200 right there. So even on a small one, you would make $200 in, I don't even think that was long. How long was that? That was $200 in an hour and a half. Anyway, I find this to be very powerful. I'm going to be talking about it more because I find it very useful. Definitely when I start doing this, I'm going to share my results with you guys, see if it's working. I probably won't start applying this personally until Thursday or Friday. If I see patterns, I'm going to start doing this myself, and I'll let you guys know how well it's going to be working with me actually doing it. But with the statistics and these 10 moving averages and going back and looking at prior months, it looks to be really effective. So anyway, if you guys like this video, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.